I would put it down there with Thor: Love and Thunder.
Not
in the Dark World.
Not considering that the end credits saved it.
That's the thing, is that like Kang really pulled that movie together.
He did,
because it wasn't interesting unless Kang. It wasn't going to be interesting at all unless Kang wasn't in it. Yeah. Because Jonathan Majors does a fucking amazing job playing Kang, and making him menacing and mysterious and you know, they did a really good job setting up the future of the MCU, even though it feels like it's going to be short now because we're already like in the middle of these next 3 phases.
Yeah.
But that's really the only thing to me that saved Ant-Man The Wasp Quantummania, because that movie was just boring. I mean, it was too cliche, too positive. Like, it was just win for the characters. There was no real...
Predictable.
Yeah, it was predictable. And there was no real consequence or responsibility. Like,
no.
It was just, you know, especially the whole deal with, you know, Cassie having a suit. Like, he was just like, oh, you have a suit? All right.
Well, it was just like, now you know about the Quantummania.
Yeah. You're meddling with the Quantummania, and it was just like, all right. And, you know...
He was just cool with it.
Yeah. It was just, like I said, there was no consequence for anything. Not that necessarily there has to be a consequence for everything that happens, but if you make a main issue out of 2 characters and, like, really drag that narrative through the movie, and then at the end or the climax of the movie, you know, really make it matter, then it makes the movie a little better, because now you're understanding these characters. But like I said, the whole time they're kind of like just way too okay with everything, especially with Janet too, with like her finally opening up, but like only because they're down there, like her finally opening up to Hank, and then like the same thing is Hank's just like, well, you didn't tell me all this, but okay.
He's just like cool with it.
Yeah. Everybody's just too cool with everything. Like, it's just, everything was just let it pass.
I just think it was. I just think for a movie like that, it was rushed. Like, the story that they did was rushed. It's not like they rushed an Ant-Man movie, because they're all significantly far apart from each other. Like, the first Ant-Man came out in 2015. The next Ant-Man comes out in like 2018, right? 2017, 2018. Then this one comes out in 2023. So it's not like they rushed Ant-Man movies, but I think they rushed a story to introduce Kang. And that was the problem. And them defeating a variant of Kang, it was just too easy on how they did it. It just seemed way too easy on how they defeated a variant of Kang. Even though there's multiple variants, it's just like...
This one, they described him as being one of the most dangerous ones.
Exactly, and Ant-Man beats him?
You're right. So, you know what I think should have happened?
What?
I think during their fight, I think there should have been a sacrifice. I think it should have been Janet. Because it'd be messed up that they just got her back, but it would be the most hurtful loss to the characters because they just got her back. But also because she's the one that was stuck in this world, and she's the one who, you know, let this character live and destroy this realm by, you know, taking it over or whatnot. So I feel like they should have made her have some guilt and have that heroic moment for her to sacrifice herself to stop Kang, but fail. So she dies anyways, but fails to stop him, and he then enters or escapes the quantum realm with the main cast. So like with Ant-Man, Wasp, or even like just half of them, or 2 of them, or whatever. You know, Cassie and Scott, or Cassie and Janet. No, is it Janet? No, the other one. Who's the daughter of Janet?
I literally forgot.
Hope. So Hope. If it was just like any of the 3, or Hank, whatever, if he would have escaped through time with one of them, how crazy that would be.
That would be crazy.
Like, if he was to, end Janet or Hank or whatever, just end somebody.
Hope.
I said that. I corrected myself. You're still looking for it. So, if they would have, I would have written it like this. So, again, get rid of Janet. Get rid of Janet and some heroic trial, and she tries to sacrifice herself to get rid of Kang because she feels guilt, whatever, yada yada. Still make her lose, make everyone lose at the end of the movie, and set up this big mystery at the end of the movie of like what the hell just happened. Because the only time we ever got that again was at the end of Infinity War.
Yeah.
And that was a crazy moment. Because he succeeded, and then at the end of the movie, he's just chilling. So I feel like at the end of Quantummania, it should have been he either is in the middle of fighting and they travel through time. Like he finally makes it out of the realm. They travel through time in some either in the past or even further in the future. And whoever these two characters are, and whoever the two characters are that are stuck in the present day, have to find their way back to each other because Kang done took them somewhere else, or he can even,
they're on like a different Earth,
multiverse, something. They're in the multiverse somewhere,
right?
And it would have broadened this multiversal saga even better. Probably set up even better than I feel like Doctor Strange did.
Yeah, because Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness, like we said, it was more of the blueprints of how the multiverse worked. I think what they could have did if, Kang was able to put them in different universes is they could introduce other characters that are supposed to come into play. But they're coming possibly from different Earths. Like, maybe Hope and Ant-Man, they go to the universe where the Fantastic Four are, and it's the John Krasinski's Fantastic Four, and then they're able to kind of like push that story. Then it gets people more excited for Fantastic Four because then it'll be like, oh, okay, so we know that John Krasinski is gonna be Mr. Fantastic for sure. Because why would they show him again?
I got another bone to pick with the ending too, freaking Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So like at the end, what I found was also kind of dumb, or lazy at least, was how like, again, there's obviously no consequence, no loss, or nothing. Like nothing significant happened. They get rid of Kang and some bullshit, and then everybody's just happily ever after at the end. Yeah. And in the most laziest fashion, the whole time they're like, did we really kill him?
Did we really kill him?
Is he's gonna come back, or am I tripping?
That's like...
Nope, everything's good.
That's like if in Infinity War, they stab Thanos in the chest, and then they just leave him there. We're going to be like, did we
actually kill him?
Did we actually kill him? Should we have went for the head?
Like, yeah, right. It's really lazy. Like, I feel like they wrote in what fans were going to ask anyways,
like,
just to beat him? Not hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just beat him to the punch, because that was just dumb.
The thing about it is, though, with Marvel anyways, is that we want to see Kang again. So they did the right thing in making us want to see Kang more, especially when they showed us at the end of the movie in the end credits, the Council of Kangs.
Yeah.
So we're going to see, the other variants that are real prominent ones, which is Ramatut, the Centauron, was it? Forgot.
The Scarlet Centurion.
The Scarlet Centurion.
I don't know who that futuristic one is. I would say it's the Scarlet Centurion because he looks like the only one that's futuristic, robotic looking. But
looks like a
then
Centurion.
again, he's not Scarlet.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
Red or anything.
Or
the
Iron
one,
Lad.
Immortus was the blue one.
Immortus was the blue one. That's also going to be really good as well. I feel like what they're going to do, you mentioned it when we had watched the movie, is that all the big Marvel movies that are going to be leading up to the Kang Dynasty are going to have an end scene where it's the Council of Kangs kind of like creating like their ultimate plan or whatever.
Yeah.
And also in the end credit scene, we get a taste of Loki dealing with the Kang variant.
Yeah. And you know what? I read something where it was like they want to have Kang in every project. Like, even if it's a small cameo, they want to have him in every project to lead up to everything. Because remember in, like, the Infinity Saga, we had Thanos, like, at least at the end of an Avengers movie, at the end of the Guardians movies, or just even having a scene in it. Yeah. So we had, like, a small build-up for Thanos. But it'd be dope if we had different variants of Kangs in each movie. Like, I think since Captain America: New World Order, I think they wanted to have a Kang in there. And I think the best one would be the Kang that he goes by his last name Kang, but it's like Qeng, and he buys the Avengers Tower, the tower that's in Loki. When they're in the after they get spliced or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So when they're traveling through whatever, you know, you see like the big yellow jacket head, all these little other Easter eggs. There's a Avengers Tower building that says Kang, but it's Qeng. And in the comics, it's just Nathaniel Richards, but like he's like goes back to the past and becomes this guy, pretty much just to watch the Avengers. But yeah, he purchases the Avengers Tower and then renames it Kang, but like spelled different. I can't remember what the character's name is. He wears like a business suit. I think in the new Rockstars Breakdown, I think they spotted one in the business suit. So, like in the whole Council of Kangs thing.
That would be pretty fire. New Rockstars is a beast type, kind of counting some Easter eggs in there.
Yeah, that's like the only YouTube account that really made Quantummania make sense in a way to me, because I was really like fucking hating that movie.
I honestly, I was getting bored like halfway through, especially when like everything rushed all the way to the point. Like within less than 15 minutes, they're in the Quantummania. That's just really weird. And then like Cassie's character development was very rushed as well. It's like
it was.
You could have there could have been at least a 5-minute scene of Cassie just constantly learning about the Quantummania with Hank, or Cassie building her suit behind her dad's back with Hank, because she did all of that with Hank.
Yeah, and it's like right from the bat, like the beginning of the movie, they're just already in the quantum realm.
Right. And also, did you not feel that they made Hank just look like he was clueless about everything?
Yeah.
I was like, isn't he supposed to know about all that stuff?
Yeah, he's like the expert of the quantum realm and quantum physics and everything, and
he didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, he was
like a clueless old geezer.
Yeah, he was just an old man there the whole time, man.
Right.
It's just kind of dumb.
And had his aunts down there helping. That's about it. But let's talk about John Wick 4.
Yes.
If you made it to the end of the video, make sure that you hit that like button because it helps out so much, and don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you guys love these kinds of videos and what else you want to see next.